Today on Designing Spaces, it's back to school. There's no doubt the cost of college has become progressively more expensive. But today, students and parents have innovative alternatives to make paying for it a whole lot easier. Plus, tips on how to pack up the dorm room. Teenagers, as the school year approaches, we'll show you a smart cell phone service plan that lets you pay for only what you need. Plus, home is where the heart is. Tips on creating the perfect playroom.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Hi, I'm Peter.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we're the Hamalian family. Our kids are 10 and 12. And like most families, we have super busy schedules. Driving them to sports activities and practices and to their friends' homes takes a lot of time. They've been asking me for a cell phone for over a year now.
I would like to get a cell phone to be able to text my friends and tell them, hey, you want to hang out and stuff, but I don't have one.
They keep telling us they want a phone because they see all their friends have one.
Also, I really want a cell phone so that I can take some selfies and some pictures.
I think we're at the right time where our kids should have cell phones. Just for the peace of mind that knowing that if we have change of plans, we can contact them. If their plans change, they can contact us.
I want a cell phone because all of my friends have one, and it's embarrassing having to ask to borrow theirs when I'm at my friend's house to call my mom.
I think after a lot of thoughts and conversations, we decided to give our kids their first cell phones.
Are we ever going to get our new cell phones?
As a matter of fact, a friend of mine at work told me about this amazing cell phone service called twigbeat, and he just got his children their first cell phone. So, Mommy and I are considering getting you girls a cell phone.
Yes!
I'm still a little apprehensive about getting them their own cell phones. First of all, I want to make sure we get a good plan that's affordable, because you know how high cell phone bills can be. And second of all, I want to make sure that I can reach them and they can reach me, and that we have great coverage. Here's twigbeat, what I was telling you about. We can go to the plans, see what we want to get our kids. Now my friend, he got his children the minimal plan, which I think will be good for our kids, which he says is more than adequate. And besides that, they get unlimited texting for free.
That's what they like, definitely. They love
Kid.
texting, so kids today.
Now, he also got the minimal data, and as you can see,
The price is great.
yeah, maybe we should change our phones to this service too.
I love it. Let's do it.
We're so excited we finally get cell phones. We get to text our friends and take selfies.
And we don't need to ask our friends to use their phone every single time. Now we can just do it ourselves. Plus, we can take amazing selfies. And even post them.
At first, I was very nervous about my kids having their own cell phone. But after going on twigbeat's website and finding all the features that I can use to control their phones, I immediately knew I made the right decision. What I really love about twigbeat is that you pay for what you need and you don't pay for what you don't need.
We are so happy.
College is expensive. There's no doubt about that. And with rising costs every year, millions of students and their families are wondering how they're going to pay for tuition, books, and other expenses. While grants and scholarships are available, students like Natalia and her parents, Michael and Michelle Anderson, are still concerned about how they're going to pay for the gaps in her higher education.
Well, initially, we were looking at total costs versus how much we're going to have in the grants, and then, of course, there's the gap, or the obvious problem we have to try to figure out now.
Yeah, I think that's been the biggest stress. We don't know exactly how much we need to cover her education, and we just don't want there to be any interruptions so she can go straight through.
And that being said, I guess I just have always loved writing, so I would want to pursue English and get a bachelor's degree in English when I go to college.
And the Andersons are not alone. In fact, the increasing cost of college is posing serious challenges.
Did you know that only about 1 in 5 families are able to foot more than half of the bill for their child's education, with most expecting their children to rely on loans to fund their schooling?
Well, initially we have the tuition, of course, and then the grants, but there's always that gap in between. And having the loan is actually really beneficial for us because as a family we can make sure that Natalia gets her education. I think it works out great for us, actually.
But we just find the whole process has been a little overwhelming and confusing. And it would be really nice to have somebody who could guide us through the process so we make a smart decision for our family.
Financial banking institutions can now help the Andersons and other families every step of the way to prepare for the financial cost of college. Citizens Bank, for example, is helping families make informed decisions.
We like to provide tools to empower people to make the right financial decisions. So one, we have a loan calculator where if you already know about how much you need to borrow, you can put in that general information. You'll be able to see a range of rates and what the payments would be when you finish with college and start paying back the loan, so you can make a decision before you apply. Secondly, if you're still not sure, we have the cost of college calculator that you take your award letter, or several, you can compare up to 3, that you then input the tuition, the fees, grants, scholarships, federal aid, and we'll tell you what the gap is. You can then choose to fund that gap with savings or take a private loan, and then we'll show you at the end of that what your monthly payments would be for your federal loans and for your private loans so that you know how much you're going to have to pay off on a monthly basis when you finish school.
Citizens Bank also has both parent and student loan options that provide flexibility, including a new multi-year approval designed to secure funding for several years with only one application.
So you apply once, get approved for funding for the number of years you have left in school that you think you're going to need to borrow, and then draw down when you need it. So if you don't need it, you don't have to take it. But if you do need it, you know it's there and you have the peace of mind of not having to go through the process and worry and know that your cost of college is covered.
They gave us a breakdown of our monthly costs, what it was going to be, what we would owe in terms of how to pay off the loan, etc. It made it really easy for us to plan for Natalia's future in education and, of course, retirement.
Yeah, and for my future now I could just focus on my goals, my dreams, and not worry about money.
So the best advice we can give parents around financing education is, first of all, make sure you talk to your kids early and often about what is the financial situation of your family, what can you afford that allows for smart financing of education and smart borrowing to covering any gaps, both for you and for your student for when they graduate. Second is to talk to a professional, right? Really get good advice on, how should I use my financial aid awards? Should I take private loans? Should I take federal loans? Should I use my savings and when? So that you're making really good, smart decisions now so that the college experience is enjoyable for everybody and your financial future isn't completely stressed.
So your oldest is starting her second year in college. After last year's experience, you want to make the move from home to dorm room go as smoothly as possible. College kids around the country are facing the same moving issues, but there is help available. Take a look.
Last year when Brianna came home from school, it was utter chaos. It was her first year away, and when school got out for the summer, she had so many things that she needed to pack up. It is amazing what can accumulate after just 1 year.
I finished my first year of college, and when it was time to go home, it was like packing a house. I had to clear out right away. It was so stressful.
We've learned our lesson, and now it's time to go back to college, and we will get help.
As part of our Back to College special, Designing Spaces introduced Melanie and Brianna to Sophia Hutchinson, Program Manager for U-Haul International's College Boxes, to provide exactly the kind of help they need.
When people think of U-Haul, they think of rental trucks and storage facilities, but there's more to offer at U-Haul than just our normal services. We have our College Boxes program, which does summer storage and shipping for college students. College Boxes manages the entire process from pickup to delivery. We pick up your boxes, we store them, and we have them all delivered.
Well, that sounds like a great idea. What is it that we need to do next to get started?
Well, the whole concept of College Boxes is to help save with stress, time, and potential disaster. There are 6 easy steps. First, let's start with step number 1, sign up online.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, here's our website, collegeboxes.com, and this is where you'll find all the information in regards to shipping your boxes to school. If you start here with Ship to School, we can begin your sign-up process. Select the school of your choice, and then from there, select the service that you're interested in using. And then while you're filling this out, if anytime you have any questions or concerns, you could come back online and click our Chat Now option, and there's always someone in the office to help you out. If for any reason, if it's after hours, you can just email us at our customer care, and that's going to be on our Contact Us tab. We have a starter kit which has 5 double-walled boxes, 1 roll of tape, 1 marker, 10 pouches, and 5 zip ties. Great, now you're all signed up with College Boxes.
Awesome, when do the boxes arrive?
That leads us into step number 2. FedEx will ship the boxes to your home with 3 to 5 business days, but since I'm here today with Kids Spaces, I brought the starter kit with me. This is your College Boxes starter kit, including 5 double-walled boxes at 24 by 18 by 16, and it also includes all the packing materials you need to send you on your way to start the new school year.
What about things that won't fit in a box, like if I wanted to take my bicycle to school?
You can order boxes online at uhaul.com. They have various boxes to fix your needs for shipping and storage.
Great. Looking at what we have, I'm guessing step 3 is packing?
Yes, we're at step 3, packing and shipping.
What to take to college? Sounds like some tough decisions, but it really wasn't. I use that old saying, take what you need, not what you want.
Online on our website, you will find a few helpful tips on how to pack your items for school.
In constructing and sealing your boxes, pay close attention to the quality of the closure. We suggest the use of 2 to 3 inch wide pressure-sensitive plastic tape. You will need 3 strips of tape for both the top and bottom of the box. Do not use masking tape or string. A roll of packing tape is included with our supply kit. Use the original boxes to pack computers and other electronics. They are the correct size, and the original packing materials, if they've been kept, will help ensure the safety of the contents. Use bubble wrap, towels, blankets, newspaper, or clothes to pack fragile items such as picture frames, mugs, and alarm clocks. To avoid overstressing the boxes, we suggest that you separate your heavy items into multiple boxes. This will prevent breaking boxes and breaking backs.
Wow, I think I've packed everything I'll need for the whole year. Thanks, Sophia. I'm ready to go. I can't believe it. But there might be one problem.
Well, maybe we should hear step 4 first.
And you'll like step 4. It's free pickup at your door. Like I said, we do it all. And you've already scheduled your FedEx pickup in your account when you signed up at collegeboxes.com.
Since I won't be going directly to college, I'm stopping off for a couple of days to visit my family. I mean, you can't neglect family. So what happens to my college boxes when they're taken away?
This takes us to step number 5. And Ship to School works perfect for you. We'll temporarily store your items until you arrive on campus.
Cool.
So the college boxes will go to storage directly from here?
Right, because I won't be up at my school address for almost 2 weeks.
That's right, and we can store just about anything over the summer, like futons, TVs, and any other dorm items.
This all leads to step 6, the delivery date.
You got it, that's right, free delivery at your door. And college boxes deliver directly to your dorm room from our U-Haul storage facility.
This is awesome. I have a friend who's going to study this year in London. Do you guys handle overseas shipping?
Yes, we provide our international shipping. She can get a quote online at collegeboxes.com.
I think you're giving my daughter some ideas.
The prices at College Boxes are very reasonable. Everything's right there on our website, and we have a chat room. Go to collegeboxes.com and see for yourself.
Everything is packed and on its way to school. I'm done. I'm out of here. Yeah, I'll miss them.
Our kids all do play together, mostly nicely.
Today we're back with the Wolf family, Mom Sarah, Dad John, and their 5 children.
Thelma is 8.5 months old. Rona is our 2.5-year-old daughter. Nevaeh is 5 years old. Simka is 7 years old. And Malachi is 10 years old.
Thanks to Fisher-Price, the Wolf's Playroom is packed with toys to keep the kids busy all day long.
A lot of the Fisher-Price toys we've had for close to a decade, so I hope to keep these for that long as well.
Fisher-Price toys are made to live on and last, as well as allowing parents to not sweat the milestones. And our final Playroom tip for this active family is keep it simple.
Kids love to play with things that they understand right off the bat. And so when a kid looks at a toy and knows how to play with it, they're drawn to it right off the bat. Squeaky clean. With the Little People Big Helpers home is what the child knows best. It's their first place of learning, and parents are the child's first teacher. And they play what they know. So their home is what they know best, and being able to play out their own home life in a toy is super fun for them.
Another great toy that's great for keeping it simple is this Caring for Animals farm.
Children love to take care of the animals. It really helps to teach them what it's like to care for something else. So when they tuck an animal into bed, or when they feed the chicken, or when they feed the horse, they're really practicing how to take care of something else. And it's really helping them work on those social emotional skills.
I do find my kids being very caring when they're playing with the animals, or they have the characters speaking to one another. It's very cute.
And keeping it simple also means keeping the play area neat and tidy.
Keeping the playroom organized is very challenging with 5 kids. I try to keep it as simple as possible, but we take it one day at a time.
Keeping it simple takes the stress out of playtime too. You walk into an organized playroom and you know everything's gonna come out and spill out all over, and that's what playtime is, and that's how kids have the most fun. But when you start in an organized place, it just makes everyone feel better.
We brought in designer Lindsay Lara to give the family an affordable and easy storage makeover so everything has a place.
I love it. We're very grateful, but it's gorgeous. It's even more beautiful than I would have imagined. I think the way it is something that we can keep up. It's simple, it's easy, it's pretty. I think we can do it. I hope we can do it.
Going away to school is an important rite of passage. There's the campus life, classes, and don't forget about the dorms. And you want to send them off with the right supplies, but we all know storage space in a dorm room is a precious commodity. Well, we have you covered here today on Designing Spaces as we continue our series that puts everything in its place. And to help us do that is Jane with Trinity International. Jane, welcome back to Designing Spaces.
I'm so glad to be back.
You know, we're talking about organizing the smallest space we can think about, a dorm room.
Yes.
So for our families watching, what would be the first thing you would suggest to them?
I would suggest the bronze slat rack.
Okay.
On these shelves, there are slats that are wider than on our shelving racks, so that not as much stuff can fall through.
Okay.
So that's great for putting your jewelry, for your books, your clothing. We've got the collapsible crates, which are so easy to assemble. And these crates can hold 15 t-shirts each.
Look how easy that is. I love that.
And it's got a lid so that your shirts won't get dusty.
And it folds flat if they're not using it.
Exactly.
And I like all the options you show here. You can have your printer or different things and even hang your backpack off of it. So it's multi-use. Now, when we're talking about clothes, college students may do their laundry at school, but for the most part, they take it home. But you have options for that.
We do. We've got 2 different laundry sorters.
Okay.
One is a 2-bag sorter, and this is a 3-bag sorter, which comes with casters so they can roll it down to the laundry room.
That's handy. Okay, so any other advice for families watching and they're trying to make this transition?
I would suggest, since it's such a big step to go to college, and it's likely your child's first time away from home, that you go with your child to help them get organized and to put everything in its place.
Yeah, check out the space, give some advice, right?
Yes.
And that way it's easier to shop together.
Yes.
This is just a sample of all that you offer.
Yes, a small sample.
Okay, well, thank you so much. You're helping to make this transition in a lot of families' lives just a little bit easier, so thank you so much.
For more information on anything you've seen on today's show, go to our website, designingspaces.tv. You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces. Making a space you can call home. Living the lifestyle you desire. It's what we're all about. We are Designing Spaces.